You know what happened to Saul? When he never repented, he never acknowledged that he was disobedient to God, his lid never got lifted, so his leadership never grew. But because David repented, his lid kept getting lifted, and his leadership kept broadening, and his leadership kept getting bigger and bigger. I want you to understand that we can learn a lot from David. If we want to reach our potential and become the person God would have us to be, then we need to lift the lid on our own lives. That's the only way that we can go to the next level of leadership. So I want to encourage you right now, lift the lid. Amen? Lift the lid. Lift the lid in your leadership. And lifting the lid is being right with God. Lifting the lid is understanding that you're going to mess up in leadership roles. But what you do and how you react determines if the lid gets lifted. Amen? Listen to me, folks. Both these leaders had a lot in common. They were both received counsel from godly men. They both faced great challenges. And they both had a choice to change and grow. We're all leaders here. Not just one. All of us are. And you have to make a decision if you're going to lift your lid and let your leadership flourish and grow. Amen? Here, I'm going to leave you with this question right here. In your leadership, have you been more like David or more like Saul? Amen? Have you been more like David or more like Saul? Have you hit a bump in the road and you messed up and your lid never come back off? And now you're just sitting there not being used of God. Or are you going to hit a bump in the road like David and you're going to ask God to forgive you? And you're going to lift that lid of leadership. And God's using you in a great and mighty way. Listen to me. We need more Davids in the church and not more Sauls. Amen? Any praise reports?
Yeah, our Harley's nephew, well, his niece's husband, Robbie Harrington, he preaches at Calvary Baptist there in, what is it outside of that, Lake Park? They're just outside of us. And their church has really been growing and flourishing. And he had on Facebook today that he left and went somewhere for a few hours and come back, and there was a guy that had been visiting their church. And he and Michelle lived near the church, and the guy was sitting in the porch at the church. And